What's up everybody, Anthony with Wakemakers, and you finally got your very own wakeboard. Congratulations! I'm very proud of you as a wakeboarder, but unlike a water ski, this thing doesn't come mounted with bindings out of the box. So what do? Well, we're here to help. Obviously, step one, you're gonna need that wakeboard, you're gonna need those boots that came with it, and remember not to throw away that boot box and save that hardware that comes in there, because oftentimes they're taped in there and sometimes they go missing. And you'll also need that appropriate size screwdriver for the hardware in the kit. So once you get everything out of the box and you get it laid out, you need to determine which direction is the nose of the board and what direction you like to ride with your front foot forward. So just like with surfing, if you're regular or goofy, pretty much going to transfer to wakeboard the same way. There are a ton of different tests, we'll call them, out there to determine if you're a right or left foot forward. We'll leave that up to you to scour the internet for something like that. But since I'm a goofy foot or right foot forward rider, we're gonna set this board up for a goofy rider. Also with the overall widths of your stance, that is completely up to you, since you will be locked in, unlike on a surfboard where you can kind of move your feet around to get your width shorter or wider. I like to take the board and put it on the floor, stand over the inserts and see where my width is at, see what's too wide, what's too narrow for me. Being a taller person, I like to go right in the middle. I like to do the setback like some people do, but I'm gonna set this up for a middle mount for the rear and a middle mount for the front. Cool, so get your hardware out of the box and you'll want to determine your overall foot angle. Myself, I like to be a little bit more open past 12, but not to where we're in like 18 or 20 zone. So what I will do is take the hardware and really just finger tight, get those lined up with just past a hair of 12 on the front and the rear. And we do the finger tight just so we don't go too deep, and we can adjust it so that we get the boot perfectly centered in between everything and we get the proper angle for the front and the rear. And then once we get everything lined up, we can give it a nice tighten down. Grab our screwdriver. Nice and snug. We don't need to over tighten. Not a good idea to use a drill or an impact driver. Just nice and snug. Since there is a Loctite compound already on the threads, that'll keep everything secure for you, but you will want to check it just every few rides to make sure they're not getting loose on you. So once you get the front, move on to the rear. I don't know if you want to.
Yeah, I would say just keep.
Stop it.
Keep kind of running through.
For the rear, I'm not going to go as open. I'm going to just go right at 12.
Cool. Cool. Yeah, say that again.
Cool. So now on to the rear foot. Since this is my back foot, I don't want to go as open as the front, so I'm going to go exactly at 12 degrees of an angle. We'll get that lined up on both sides. And once again, just doing the old finger tight with everything. Get the arrows lined up with the 12. Get that moving and shaking into place. Get your screwdriver back out. Tighten everything down. Whoops. And we're ready to go. Give it the old test, make sure nothing gets loose on you. You can try it on if you want. Make sure that this is set up for your kind of preference point. And then from there, hit the water. So this is meant to be just a general overview of how to set your stance up on your board, which is why I like to give the advice of try it on the floor after you've gotten everything mounted up. That way you can see if something is maybe the way it should be or uncomfortable, and if it's uncomfortable you can just repeat the steps we just went over. That way you're not having to do it on the boat and everyone's waiting for you, water's getting ruined, just something else to worry about. But as you progress your skills, you may notice that maybe this stance isn't quite right. You want to open it up, maybe make it a little wider, which is totally fine. In the end, it's all about comfort and what feels best for you. You can take Sean Murray, for example. He actually rides a set back stance, so nothing right or wrong about that, just what's comfortable for him. But in the end, that's what we're here for. So if you have questions, give us a call at wakemakers.com, and we'll see you on the water.